Hi, I'm Ryan. In this video, you and I get to chat about the OSI model and how information moves from one computer to another. The Open System Interconnection Model, commonly referred to as the OSI model, was published in 1984 by some smart people from around the world that wanted to standardize a mental framework to explain network infrastructure. They chose 7 layers. Before the OSI model came along, explaining network architecture was more nebulous. We will talk this through in some bite-sized pieces. I'll be describing what happens at each of these 7 layers using examples of ordering a pizza. So, without further ado, layer 1, the physical layer. This might be Cat5 cable bringing in broadband connection for your internet service provider, your ISP, or low antenna in your smartphone, picking up signals from the big antenna on the cell phone tower. At layer 1, we're trading back and forth a specific pattern of bits. Lots and lots of ones and zeros. These ones may be a flashing light at the end of the fiber cable or an electrical charge passing through the copper wire. Anytime light or electricity is not transmitted, that registers as a 0. Layer 2, the data link layer, adds a frame of extra information to make sure these bits reach their final destination. This information comes in the form of a Media Access Control address, a MAC address. The MAC address can be thought of as your computer's home address or your computer's social security number, which will allow the frame to know exactly what pizzeria should be receiving your order after it travels through the network. Switches and bridges communicate together on a data link layer 2 to send frames to each specified MAC address. Layer 3, the network layer, will take your framed information and box it up in a packet. And just like sending a package, layer 3 places the frame into a packet with both packet's recipient's IP address and the sender's IP address. Routers communicate around the world with each other by communicating on shared protocols. These routers send packets to their general destination. Layer 4, the transport layer, chooses how data segments will be sent and serves as a quality control. If transmission needs to be complete, like sending an email, the internet uses a transmission control protocol, a TCP. If speed and real-time response is the priority, like a phone conversation is the priority, the internet will use the user datagram protocol, your UDP. TCP is a good protocol used when it's important all data to reach its destination intact. TCP does a 3-way handshake. It's sort of like a, hey, yeah, I got your information. Cool. I got some more information for you. Okay, I got it. Ready. Send it. Got it. In UDP, transport, all the packets are sent out. But if you're talking through a tunnel and lose cell tower connection, the internet does not go back and find those lost voice packets. UDP is less about being 100% sure of the data transmission and more about providing a constant data stream. So things like games and video calls will use this method to ensure live communication is possible, even if some packets get lost along the way. Layer 5, the session layer. All these bits of ones and zeros have been processed by the computer yet. They have not been processed yet. The session layer provides connections between applications. Layer 5 communicates your Visa credit card approval with the PapaRyanPizza.com. By contacting the server of PapaRyanPizza.com, the session layers can negotiate with the user's computers and the funding source on the best encryption use. Layer 6, the presentation layer, is responsible for checking out the order and translating all that pretty code used to create the application back into a language more easily understood by computers. Thankfully, the website was actually https www.paparyanpizza.com. What does that mean? Well, the HTTPS means that the website was using a secure method of communicating with your computer. So all their pizza pages were encrypted to make sure only you could see what delicious toppings you're ordering. This also means that your log information was also encrypted. Layer 7 is the layer that most users are familiar with. This is where you can see your various application, games, and web pages being displayed on your screen in all their glory. Basically, this is a layer made to be seen by your pizza customers like you and me. So we're choosing our toppings and finalizing our order on paparyanpizza.com. We're seeing an application layer. So what happens next? Well, now everything happens in reverse as the data travels back through the network. The application layer displays code for the presentation layer. The presentation layer provides syntax to the session layer. The session layer contacts the server for the transport layer. Transport layer moves segments for the network layer. The network layer moves packets to the data link layer, which the data link layer sends frames to the physical layer. Upon receiving the order, the packaging is removed by the same layers that added them. A mnemonic that you might like to use that starts at the physical layer and goes all the way up to the application goes like this. Please do not throw sausage pizza away. I hope you had information provided and you enjoyed your time. Thanks for viewing.